Hey yo, what up though? This your boy Devon, aka Deb Luke the Phenom. Boom. Welcome to my life channel, where it's everything and anything about going on in my life that I want to talk about. Stories, from stories to health to everything. Sorry about the not posting. Been going on a little hiatus. Had like a lot of things going on. Yes, but I want to continue on truck life. I have two videos posted up talking about how I got into trucking a little bit, my emergence into trucking. If you guys want to check them out, it should be on there as well. Today I want to talk about, it's just a bigger subject that I've heard when I tell people that I'm a truck driver, and then a lot of people want to know is about lot lizards. Now, the term lot lizard is a trucker code for prostitute, basically. And basically, they're like the women of the night that show up at truck stops at nighttime, you know, approaching trucks at midnight or whatever, for sexual favors, for money, things like that. A lot of questions I've been asked is like, have I messed around with one, or not really? I haven't. Nah, that's just not my thing. But I have a couple of stories where I have been approached many a times with lot lizards. Let's see. So one time I was somewhere in between Ohio and Michigan at this pilot truck stop. Um, Getting ready to park, shut down, right? So I come out the truck, right? I come out the truck to go in, to get me some coffee or some food or whatever I need, something to eat before I, lay it down. So before I go in there, I see this. It looked like a female. It looked like a female that came out this white man's truck. Okay, so as I'm walking, I'm looking a little bit closer. I'm peeping it, and it looked like she had like a long black hair ponytail. Think she had, it was like an all denim, and I thought it was a black woman. But when I but when she came out the dude's truck, then it was just like, what? So it wasn't no female. It was basically, it was like one of those. It was I don't want to get canceled. It was let's see. It was a transsexual that came out of his man's truck. Man had he had like a whole full goatee mustache with an Adam's apple. Man, oh my gosh. So he saw me and asked me, "You want to blow? Would you want to blow? Would you like a blow job?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Yo, I'm good." But that caught me off guard. Like, yo, this dude just came off this man's truck, and the driver just looked unbothered as he came out his truck, and I'm like, this is for real. So yeah, so you're gonna have certain situations like that approaching you, and the key word to this is just no, no, just no, no. Man, I had another story where I was in North Carolina. Um, I was in North Carolina, and somewhere in North Carolina, and I was at this truck stop right across from this big old factory. It's this truck stop is like what you call like a hole in the wall. It doesn't have like big labels and things like that. It's like a little small truck stop, but it has like diesel pumps and things like that. And the reason why I like to park there is because it's a lot of parking. Plus, it has some real good food over there. I'm talking from breakfast to lunch. I'm talking about fried chicken, spaghetti, catfish. I'm talking. So yeah, that was my always my go to when I felt like I was getting ready to, when no, not even felt like, just whenever I felt like I was just getting ready to run out of time, I would just park over there. And unfortunately, that's where some lot lizards will frequent over there. So I remember one night, and I was going to sleep, laid out. I'm just going to sleep. So man, I'm just getting ready to go to sleep. I'm getting ready to hit my REM sleep. I'm about to be just knocked out, gone, dreamland, whatever. Until I hear a knock on my door. Now, this knock is not one of them soft knocks. It wasn't this knock. It was just felt like a police officer knock. A knock like, hey, you can't park here anymore, or hey, we're gonna tow your stuff if you don't move knock. So I'm getting up out my bed. So I come out, not even come out, I wake up, come out the curtains or whatever, roll down the window. I see this older, old white lady. Like, man, that's another thing about this too. When people, when it's lot lizards, and you think we truck drivers mess with them, no, these are not. You think lot lizards are like models, and no, and these are like drug addicts, right? They're not models. They're not sexy. They don't look good. They don't, nah. These um women who have been in drug. They look like they've been doing drugs. Like whatever shooting in their veins had did something to them. It made them age. It made them look older. They make them look like they haven't eaten. Like whatever they took that went through up and whatever they took has affected their body in the most negative way. So I look out. It looked like this older woman, old enough to be my daggone grandma. I said, yeah, can I help you? She said, you want some company? I was like, nah, man. So and then she just left. So mind you, I come to this truck stop frequently. There was another run, whatever, whatever, and I still stop at the same truck stop because I'm like, okay, ain't nobody gonna mess with me. She sees this truck, so ain't nobody gonna bother me. So I parked there like, another next week or another night or whatever. Next time I park over there, it was the same thing. It was, mind you, I'm halfway going to sleep. I ain't answer it. Didn't answer it. I'm like, yo, this mother, she bold. This lady is bold. She would not stop banging on my door. I was like, yo, you want some company? No. So here I am. I'm trying to go. I can't even go to sleep no more because you ain't gonna knock on my door. Now I'm paranoid because man, this lady bold, man. She was bold enough to bang on my door that daggone hard, bro. Like I am trying to go to sleep, man. You look, I said no before. It's gonna be no again. And it's just like, bro, it's like, no, man. It's many a times, bro. It's many a times where, yeah, in this trucking business, you're gonna have some lot lizards knock on the door, and when they do, don't expect them to be looking all good and smelling and sexy or whatever. And, hey, and I wouldn't mess with them anyway, because you don't know what they contracted, you don't know what they have, and now you stuck with some type of disease. Now you got a hot sausage link going on. You gotta go to the doctor. The booster shots jammed on you. You don't want to, and man, it's really sad too, as well, because hey, man, they were somebody's family member that just went the wrong way. Somebody loved one, somebody that just went the wrong turn, and now they stuck to that. So I pray for them, man. Like, don't want to. So Yeah, I remember another story. It was just like, man, I'm talking about when I was just knocked out sleep at this other truck stop in North Carolina. I was knocked out sleep, and um, I like to sleep with the air on. Now, at this time, I was driving a company truck. Now, mind you, um, company trucks some company trucks have been fixed. They've been upgraded. Like they've done the companies do something to them. Like, okay, like idling. Sometimes some of these trucks don't have APUs. And some of you cats don't know what APUs are. Um, Basically, they're like generators that are on the back of the truck. So instead of you leaving the truck on idling, when you cut that truck off, the APU code on, or they can cut the APU. Some companies have APUs on their trucks, but some of them don't. But it's basically a generator that can leave everything else on, like a TV or the air on or things like that. But sometimes we don't some trucks don't have them. At this particular time, this truck that I have for this certain company, they don't have they don't have no APUs. So we had to leave the truck on. But sometimes when it's at like a certain temperature in the truck cuts off because they don't want the truck to idle. They only let the truck idle if it's like too hot. So I guess at this particular day, it wasn't hot and the truck just kept cutting off. So there's this little vent in my sleeper that I turn on and just leave that air on, and I'm knocked out sleep. So I'm knocked out sleep, and I'm asleep. So then I'm starting to smell something, right? I'm starting to smell cheap perfume blowing through the vent. I'm like, okay, what's Spidey sense started to come on, and then it was a knock right there. I'm like, yo, hello? All I hear is, I need some money. I need a couple of bucks. I need some money. You need some company? I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. It was just like, I didn't I knew what it was, a lot lizard. But yeah, I really haven't had really any crazy encounters with lot lizards. I would just say this: be careful, because there have been situations where truck drivers, I guess, wanted to take that chance, messed around, and some of them got robbed. You never know. Some of them got robbed. Ain't no telling. They either got robbed, or some of them messed around and they got sick. Anything can happen. But then, the dark part about this thing was dark, which I haven't really encountered, was there's encounters where there was like underage children, kids, 14, 16, 17, out here knocking on doors. Um, yeah, man, it's real sad. They do have a hotline where if they see if they see anything like that, that they can call that hotline and help get the kid off, because it's bad people out here that are trafficking kids against their will. So but yeah, man, that's my story of lot lizards, man. So this is Devil for Nam, signing off. Love. Deuce.